Hey everyone, it's Brandy and you're watching Abstract Crafter. Today's video is a drill with me. And yes, we're still working on my custom from Huacan. I'll be working on this baby for a while, but there shouldn't be too many more videos of it. So, if you want to have a little company while you work on a diamond painting, then get settled in, grab your diamond painting, and we'll get started as soon as we roll those intro credits. Why, hello, friends. Welcome back. Here we are. We're going to work on the custom, and I have a big patch of white, but it's fine because this is just the beginning of many big patches of color. I I'll take a picture of my progress when I'm done, and I'll insert it so you can kind of see. I am almost a third of the way done. Once I finish this section here that we're working on, and then one more section, roughly about the size of what you're seeing on the screen, a little bit smaller, obviously not as wide. Then we will be halfway or a third of the way done. So quite a ways to go. It's taken me quite a while. Typically I can do a good section of it, like each one of these strips of paper this wide, if I can get that in there, this wide. I cut it into fours, into 60 by 80. If you haven't seen any of the customs on this yet, or the videos on this custom yet, I'm just rolling because I haven't worked on this in a couple days, and sometimes they like to pop out of place, but I figure I just need them to stay in there while I work on it. Once I get it framed, it won't be a problem anymore. I have had to switch out a couple of colors already. I switched out the 310s for some that I had laying around from another project. I don't even know where I got them, honestly. And I did have to switch out one of the browns. I wanted to say, which one was it? 938. I think it was. I do believe. Let me peek. Yes, 938. I've had to switch that one because they were just a little bit too wide. They weren't quite square. I don't know, a lot of times the squares look more rectangular to me, even though I know they're not. I know they're squares, but... So, let's get started. I'm going to talk a little bit about updates. And this video will be different, and you'll see why or you'll understand why once I start explaining a little bit. I do need to grab my light pad. I'm not going to turn it on, but I noticed that it helps a ton in, because my table's a little bit uneven. So it just gives me that little bit of leverage that I need. So I'm going to do, like I said, I'm going to do some updates. I have some really fun, good, happy stuff to talk about. And then I came up with, I don't know if I want to call it like talking points or it's not really like a question and answer, but it will help you to get to know me better. And I thought I'm a very emotional person. And of course, look at this. My sticky tack is no good. Look, this is what I do. I have mixed I think it's Elmer's is the orange, the white is Aliens, and the blue is the blue tack. And I mix them all, and I find that works pretty well for me. It depends on what the painting is. Sometimes I just like one over the other. But for the most part, I try to get in there and get a little bit of each. And I just have it stuck in one of these. It's like an eyeshadow pan that I had extra. So that's what I do. I actually kind of prefer the white because I can see when it's dirty. And then I can kind of like take my tweezers and like stir it up to see where the white is white again. It gets dirty on like certain colors. The drills, like black tends to be very dirty. It could just be the dye. I don't know. whatever reasons they are. Okay, so yeah, I came up with this little thing. It's a way to get to know me based on emotions because I'm an emotional person. So I came up with a list. Now, it's kind of pairings. So it'll start out with, I'll talk about a happy moment or a happy story. Then we'll do the opposite and sad. So some of these you might not agree on the pairing I have for them. And depending on how far we get, obviously, with this list, I can add more, or with this video, I can add more to the list. So the list I have, it's see, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 pairs. And I think that's plenty good. And once you, like when I talk to you a little bit about some exciting things for Abstract Crafter as a channel, it might make a little bit more sense to you why I have so many. I know people really do like the longer Drill With Me videos, but I'm going to get into some things about that. But first, like, jump back and forth. I'm just really excited to be filming for you guys because I have so much I want to talk about. So I'm just like bouncing all over. I've had 2 Mountain Dews, so I'm really just going for it today. So the list I came up with, it's happy, sad, scared, brave, ashamed, proud, angry, calm, surprise, anticipation, envy, and I actually had to look this up, but the opposite of envy is called, it's a word, I've never heard of this word before, which I'm surprised, is compersion. I'm not even sure if I'm saying that right. It's spelled Compersion. And it means something nice that someone has, but instead of you feeling envious and wanting it for yourself or wishing that they didn't have it or thinking that they don't deserve it, it makes you happy, and it inspires you to either want to achieve it for yourself or for you, like if you get really excited about something that your friend, like maybe they won a couple $100 at bingo or off a lottery ticket and you know they really need it, that kind of thing, where it really makes you happy for them and you think they deserve it. So that's the word I came up for. That's the opposite of envy. And then we got weak and strong, guilt and innocent, nervous, self-assured, lonely, loved, disgusted, agreeable, kind, and cruel. So I'm going to try to come up with either a story or some thoughts. Like, I'm not going to do like the obvious stuff, like when it comes to like happy, I'm not going to just be like, oh, the day my kids were born, because that's obvious and I shouldn't have to say it. Maybe some people need to say it. I'm not saying that, it's an automatic. Not every, there are people in this world who have kids and they don't love them. That is not entirely impossible or implausible. But I want to be a little bit more, go a little deeper than that. So I'll try to come up with something different. And if I can't come up with something that's not an obvious story, like the day I got married being happy, I'll add something more to it about like why it made me happy. And I'll try to tell a story that goes along with it. Like, for example, if my son was a preemie. So if I talk about the day I became a mother being one of my happiest days, then I would tell the story of his premature birth and the pregnancy that went along with it. So it won't just be like a sentence or two. I put a lot of thought into this so that I could really give you guys some good insight into my life and to tell you some stories to get, so you can get to know me a little bit. But before we get started on that, I do want to talk about some changes coming to Abstract Crafter. In a good way, not in a bad way. You're actually going to get to see more of me. Like it or not, here I come. So I'm sure this will actually make quite a few of you a lot happier. So the goal is now going to be at least minimum of 5 videos a week. 6 videos if I got the content for it. And the way I'm going to achieve this is Well, I can't really afford to buy diamond paintings right now. I just can't. I bought a new house. I already had a strict budget before, but if a company happens to send something to me and I work with them, I'll do a video on that. I'm gonna try to add in one crafting video a week. So it might be 4 drill with me's and then a crafting video. Or it could be 3 drill with me's, an unboxing related to diamond painting. But there will always be at least one crafting video a week. Just until, things change. If the desire is there, because it's clear by my numbers that my diamond painting videos do well, which is not a big surprise. I mean, I'm not surprised by that at all. I started my channel that way. I focused my channel that way for almost the entire first year of its existence, which I cannot believe I missed that anniversary, by the way. I'm really bummed. I'm going to have to come up with something to make up for that, for missing that. I can't even believe I was so excited in anticipation of that, and I totally missed it. So I'm going to come up with something fun for that. But, so my drill with me is, now I know you guys, like I said, you like longer videos because you like to work along with me. But I am going to start, and there's a couple reasons for this, not just so I can get multiple videos out a week, but because editing can become so tedious and a time suck. Now, when I do my longer ones, like an hour to 2 hours, they take forever to upload, whether it be on my editing program or on YouTube. It can take a good 6 hours for a 2-hour video just to get it uploaded. I don't do a lot of editing to them other than a few little things like adding my logo in there and stuff like that. So I try not to. I try to let them be as raw and real as possible so that, it's me. It's all me. It's not a fake me that I've edited. If I make a mistake in something that I've said, it's me, then I'll only edit if like something like that where I just cleared my throat obnoxiously. I find that super annoying, and it literally like hurts my ears. It's not just that I find it annoying, but like sometimes I'll edit that stuff out. Obviously I didn't edit that one out, but if it's like at the beginning or the end of a clip, I'll try to edit it out. And like just simple edits. Not like my other videos where I like to try to make them not so long because I tend to talk a lot. I just don't know when to cut. And I'm getting better with editing. I just think everything is super important. I was that girl that highlighted my entire textbook because everything was important. I couldn't just pick out the most important details. No. Couldn't just do it the easy way. I had to, yeah. Anyway, getting off track, as I tend to do. So I'm just gonna sit down once a week, film the drill with me, and then I can get caught up on weekly news, weekly events, upcoming things that might be going on the channel, stuff like that, monthly updates, that kind of thing. And then I'm gonna try to cut them into half-hour bits. So if you don't want to just watch a half-hour video, then at least you'll know for the entire week, and I'll link them all together. So, like, if this video happens to be, I happen to cut it, it goes for 2 hours, then I will cut it into 4 videos, roughly a half hour a piece, and I'll link them all together. And that way you can still watch the whole video as if it were one. It'll just have more breaks into it. And that's just my way of trying to get more videos out. Try to get, more content overall. And then that gives me a break in editing. And that way I'm not spending a whole day waiting on editing programs and waiting on YouTube to upload it. And instead I can spend that day cutting it up and then getting them out. I can have them just programmed and ready to go at the same time every day. I haven't decided what time that'll be, but you'll notice. Then I can upload them all at once, and then every day the video will come out and they'll link together so that if you want to watch them all in a row, you can. Or if you just, because sometimes people can only watch them in bits and pieces. So this will also cater to that part of my my viewership. So, and then, like I said, I'm going to do at least one crafting video a week. I thought that I could just make the switch and jump right into doing craft videos, but obviously, anybody who says that they're just here for the money, but then goes and or that they're just here for fun and not for the money, but then goes ahead and monetizes is lying to you. They just want to seem more relatable. And I know I've been guilty of saying that before because it wasn't about the money when I started. I never imagined I'd be able to make money off of this. It's not a lot of money, I can tell you that much. It's not enough to make a living off of, that's for sure. I ain't that big yet, but I don't know what my point with that was, so just ignore that. I don't know why I went that way. It'll come back to me, I'm sure. But then, it'll help me get out there. Maybe it'll help me reach more people. Interaction is everything. Watching the videos, how long you watch it makes a difference. So if somebody clicks on my 2-hour video, but they only have time to watch 20 minutes of it, even if they come back later to YouTube, that reports in as, well, this video, it's a 2-hour video, people aren't that interested, and they're leaving after 20 minutes. So that's going to kind of help eliminate that for me too, and that'll get my videos recommended more to people. So there's a lot of reasons to do it, not just to make my life easier, but, I want more of you awesome people to join me in my journey. So that's probably going to start this week with this video. This will be like the introduction to how all of that goes down. And hopefully, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. It's worth a shot. But I do want to start doing live videos twice a month as well. So when one is coming up, I'll probably have you guys start suggesting topics that we want to discuss. Maybe one of them will be a Q&A. And I'm going to do 2 different times. I haven't fully decided. But one of them will be around like 11 or 12 in the morning. Well, 12 obviously would be noon. But so that my overseas viewers can still have an opportunity to join. Because from my understanding, that would be around dinner time for them. Or after dinner time. Or roughly around the time when they'd start working on their diamond paintings and crafts and stuff. And then the next one will be more of a late night one. Like maybe 8 o'clock at night. And I'm going to try to run them for 2 hours. Excuse me. I apologize for that. My throat is very sore and dry right now. The other thing I'm going to start trying to do, I have yet to experiment with it, but I really want to give it a go, is doing the drill with me videos as premieres, which is kind of why I want to cut them up. And what this will do is it will enable live chat when the video goes live, so I can watch it with you guys and we can talk during the video. So if you have questions about something I've said or comments about something I've said, I can be there right there with you guys to either answer the questions, chat with you about whatever the topic is that I'm talking about. So that's kind of why I want to do it that way as well. I will enable something called Super Chat in there, and that is a way that you can donate money directly to Abstract Crafter. It's not for me, it's not money that I'm gonna, well, I mean, it is. It's to run Abstract Crafter. But it's not like me, I'm not gonna, take any money that's been donated to me and go and, buy something that isn't gonna help, you guys in my videos, example, if I, during the premiere and I enable Super Chat and throughout the premiere of that video while I'm watching it with you during the live chat, and let's say I make $20, that $20 will go directly into an account for Abstract Crafter so that I can start doing unboxings and stuff again. So I can order diamond paintings from a new company that's up and coming, or buy some of these accessories from Donnie's shop. I would love to review her shop, but I gotta come up with money to do that. Everything costs money. Nothing in this world is free. So that's kind of why I'll enable that. You are under absolutely no obligation to donate money to me, and that's not even the main focus of why I'm doing it. I'm just letting you know that that's going to be a feature that will be enabled in when I do the premiere of these videos. The reason I want to do that is so that I can connect with you guys more. Sometimes I get overwhelmed if I can't respond to comments and stuff right away. And then I come back and there's like 20 comments. That's a lot to, it's not that I don't want to. It's sometimes when I feel overwhelmed by something or pressured to do something, I just shut down. And a lot of times that's what will happen if I come to a video all of a sudden and it's got 20 new comments. I'm 100% overwhelmed. That's exactly what it is. And so my solution to that is to just ignore, not ignore, that sounds terrible, but to just be like, oh, well, it's been a couple days. They probably won't even notice if I comment at this point, which we all know is not true. It's something I'm working on. It's something I need to get over. And it's something I don't even know why I do it. I mean, I do for all the reasons I explained to you in the one video, but, but I don't at the same time. Because I get why I do it, but I also don't get why, if I'm aware of it, why I can't stop it. It's a never-ending battle with myself. Yet it's one I am working on conquering, so one day it won't be like that for me. Because I absolutely love talking to you guys, chatting with you guys, answering questions. I've been getting a lot of emails and stuff lately, and messages on YouTube. I always want to go to my default and say YouTube, but on Facebook, and I've been trying to answer them and be helpful as much as I can, because that's why, I started my channel, was to make you guys informed consumers and to be as helpful as possible. I'm fortunate enough that I'm good when it comes to crafts and stuff, and I'm kind of like a little bit of a hacker and a DIYer, so, if my little bit of knowledge on whatever it is that people are asking me about helps, I'm more than happy to do it. I love helping people. My whole life, that's been a sense of pride and accomplishment for me, is helping other people, whether it be something huge or something small. I'm there. I like to be there for people. I don't like to be that person that people like to think of as unreliable, even if I am at times. I know I can be, and I don't like to be, so I'm changing it. That's all I can really do. That's all anybody can do, is just try to improve. And that's where I'm at. So, and sometimes I might ask for suggestions from you guys, and the reason I do that, it's not that I don't want to, I'm clueless about what to do on my channel, but sometimes I just want to know if you guys want to see it. For example, I just got the 2 new cross-stitch magazines, and I could do flip-throughs for you guys and talk about the patterns that I would love to do or plan to do. Then you can see if you want to go get it, that kind of thing. I always like watching those videos of people doing flip-throughs of magazines, because it's always been a great help to me. But I don't know if that's what my viewers want. Or do you already have some, you could very well have somebody that you watch that stuff with already. And that's perfectly fine. I don't want to steal anything from anybody. I don't want to take anybody's thunder, steal anybody's thunder, or anything like that. I just want to, I'm just trying to figure out my place in this YouTube verse. So, other than diamond painting, I'm trying to figure out still what I want from this platform and what I can give to this platform. So, all right. So, let's see. I wanted to talk about that. There's a few things in my life I want to update you about, I guess, for those of you that have shown interest into my life. So basically, the kids start school next week. Haley and Talon, I have 3 kids. Those are my 2 younger ones. They are both in online school, so they start a little bit later than the kids around here that go to traditional school. This just is what works for our family. I did homeschool for many, many years, and it's time to take a break from that. My daughter's just so damn smart, I can't keep up with her anymore. She needs more than I can give her at this point. And that's fine. It gives me a break too. It's a lot of work to get set up to teach, to do homeschooling. And I mean, luckily, my OCD tends to be more in the way of organizing. So obviously that fills a void for me there by being able to organize like crazy. So, yes, that's starting next week. We just went around the house and trimmed down all the bushes that are kind of like trees to me that were really close to the house and I feel like could affect the foundation. I mean, this is an old house, so it really needs to be cared for. And I fully believe that if you take care of your house will take care of you. And we're trying to do these things that we feel, maybe at one point they were something that the family that lived here before was able to keep under control and, keep up with, but it's to that point where it's beyond that. And so we cut away these ugly bushes, and I'm so excited because that means so many new little landscaping projects next spring, some new gardens. I love gardening. I think when next year comes around and I start doing that stuff, I'm going to do like garden vlogs and stuff and work with me in the garden and all that fun stuff. I started doing some workouts and I've actually lost 8 pounds. I am pretty pumped about that. It's not easy to lose weight once I've had a hysterectomy, and so that threw me into early menopause. And once you hit menopause, it also, like, your metabolism it's gone. At least for me, it has been. And so I've really struggled with maintaining my weight. Like, if you remember me telling you, if you watched the last drill with me, I talked a little bit about my eating disorder and stuff like that. I've always been super duper skinny, and now I'm just struggling to lose the weight. And part of it is laziness, honestly. I just am too lazy to, do the work. But I'm trying to change that too, because just sitting there and being super depressed and unhappy about the way I look isn't changing and giving me confidence. So I got to put the work in to get to a place where I'm at least comfortable with the way I look. My goal has always been, when I hit a certain threshold on YouTube, to do a face reveal, and I've just been so uncomfortable to do that. Yet, from the pictures and stuff that I insert, especially with this wedding one, you obviously get an idea of what I look like. And I don't want to be like super skinny to the point where it's sickly and people ask if I ever eat. Like, that's to me just as annoying. Like, I'm not like trying to say it's worse, but for me it was. It was just as worse, or just as bad as somebody mistaking me for being pregnant now, to be told back then, oh my God, you're so skinny, do you ever eat? It was insulting because they didn't know my struggles. So for people to say that, it would just be like, ugh. I don't know. Plus, once you hear it 5 million times, you just kind of get sick of it. So I am changing it. I don't like the way I look, so I'm doing something about it. I'm not always a super motivated person like that, so me talking myself up right now, it just sounds like I'm a motivated person because I'm putting it all together. I'm lumping it all together in one. I'm typically very lazy. I don't know, not like in a bad way. Like if it's time to work for me, then it's time to work. That's the way I was raised, you know? Like you don't sit around and watch somebody else work hard. You jump in and do what you can to help them. So I'm lazy and I like to be lazy, but when stuff needs to be done, I'm there. You know, and you can count on me to get my hands dirty, my clothes dirty, my hair dirty. I don't care about that. I'm not a vain person. Looks aren't everything, but I do want to be comfortable with the way I look. And right now I'm not. And so I'm working, like I said, I'm working to change that. Only I can change it. Nobody can do it for me. You know, there's not going to be any magic pill that I can take that'll just make me lose weight. I mean, I guess I could become a drug addict again, but I'm not really willing to do that. And if you can't tell, that was my lame attempt at humor. Ugh, bad joke. I'm sorry. If you don't know, I am in recovery. I've been sober for 3 years. I was a drug addict. And that story I will tell. I've never said it out loud. So I want to get it right. I want to make sure that I'm telling you the story in the right way. So that is coming. My recovery story is coming. And I'm going to do a dedicated, like, thing with that. I was going to try to time it around some kind of month of awareness for drug addiction, but I think I'm a ways off. Either that or it's coming up very soon. I can't remember which one. It's either in September or October, or it's in the spring. But also there's a month coming up where it's domestic abuse awareness, and I've been through the domestic abuse stuff too. And when that time comes, we're going to do some fun stuff in my Facebook group and on my channel, and any money I make for these little things that I'm going to do, I have to plan them out. So I can't tell you more than I'm going to do something so that I can donate money to a women's shelter, maybe one, maybe a couple. I always feel it's weird when YouTubers do that, but then they donate to their own town when people from all over the world have donated to the cause. You know, so I got to come up with something, some kind of charity that, you know, or a couple of charities that might be able to, you know, be more beneficial. So I got some things I'm planning out. You know, I'm starting to actually write the stuff down. My husband's been helping me figure this stuff out and getting my channel back up into the green, out of the red, so to speak. It's more figurative than literal. What else? There was a couple other things I wanted to talk about on a personal level. I think I lost it. I think I lost my train of thought. I'm going to have to take a break momentarily so that I can cut the video easily without, you know, worrying. It does automatically at 33:11, which is my aim. So yeah, so far for the updates, that's where we're at. I am going to end the video here for this one. So stay tuned for tomorrow for the next part of this drill with me. And that's the way we're just going to have to work it. So with that, I will let you go for the day. Have an awesome day, friends. Have fun diamond painting. Have fun crafting. Have fun doing whatever it is that makes you happy. I love you, friends. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.